Okay, guys, welcome to the on-campus Roblox experience tour with my co-creator here, Cesar Luevanos. We are in Lane Elementary School, and today we're going to actually walk you guys through what it's like to have a virtual campus in our game. Caesar, take it away.
All right. We're starting off with an example of a school that's already launched, Lane Elementary School. Right. Um, they have been really awesome at facilitating this in their enrichment programs, and they've been taking full advantage of our continuous yearly support that we offer with our membership. All right. Simple stuff like customization. As you can see, we try to customize it to your liking. This is your own private school that only you and your students have access to, and we want it to feel like a school away from school for you right now during these virtual times. We ask that you send us over assets and logos and any themes that you want to see in here as well, and we customize it along the way um, during your experience. So all of our schools come with a standard package of three different activities, and I'm just going to give you a little tour of the three activities we offer, and then after that we'll go over more in detail how you would facilitate all of these activities as an administrator. So the first activity here is what they call in the Roblox world an obby or an obstacle course, right? The fun little obstacle course that the students can try to go and compete and try to complete it completely. So you just step in and then you try to make it all the way to the end. Oh, already off to a bad start.
Yeah. Oh,
So the obstacle
oh, I
course,
laughed too, but I fell too.
the obstacle course has checkpoints where you can step on, and then that way, if you do fall, you don't have to start from the very beginning. So again, this was custom made by us. We actually just updated this obstacle course, and you should expect us to continuously be updating this, especially once students get the hang of it and play it enough times. We don't want it to become a redundant activity for them, so we will be changing it at least once to twice a month accordingly, unless you have a special request. If you want to see a specific theme or a specific type of obstacle course, or you want to turn this more into an educational experience, we can definitely do that for you. Just reach out to us and we can follow up accordingly. So, yeah, the obstacle course is a really good beginner activity just to get the kids going, especially if they've never played Roblox before. A lot of them have, but just in case, and it's good for the staff as well. Just get you used to moving around in the game, whether you're on PC, mobile, tablet, and that's the beauty of Roblox. You have a game that's on multiple platforms, and you can cross play with any platform that you might have. So if you have a student who maybe doesn't have access to a computer or a tablet or a cell phone, they can use a parent's cell phone. They can use any of the given devices that they've been given during this distance learning provided by the school.
Yeah, so like part of the there I am. Part of the package is you get your own school, you get some, you get basic customization at first, and then we start consulting with you in terms of you can ask your kids what type of theme you want the schools to be, for example, and we'll show you very good example, a couple of good examples so far that students have voted for in terms of theming their campus.
That's correct. So right now, what we're gonna do is
I'm gonna
just
cheat here real
exit
quick.
out of this obstacle course real quick. All right,
Nice.
and teleport to the end. And we'll go over how we did that after I finish showcasing all the games. So this is the second flagship game that comes with the basic package of your school when you first start. It's going to be survive the maze, so the survival maze run, right? So it's a maze survival, but we added little more than just the maze obstacle. We added some zombies that you have to survive. So a fun little, maze survival experience that the students can go in, and it's the first one out that wins. And the first one out does get rewarded as well. We have an in-game currency called campus bucks that you can use to earn to purchase stuff from the store, and then we will show you the store in a second as well.
Yeah, so a lot of the customization of my character is actually from the store. It's an in-game store, so a lot of the in-game currency. As a tutor, as an administrators, you can use to either reward the students with campus bucks, or give yourself campus bucks to purchase these items. For example, a lot of schools have been using this like Roblox itself, since it's so popular with elementary and middle school kids. They've been using this as a recruitment tool for students to get into their program, because they're like, oh, there's a Roblox game, there's a Roblox game made specifically for after school. Count me in, right? So you know so part of it is, some schools have chosen to do bring your own friend, or bring a friend to program, bring a friend to the virtual after school program, and we can reward you with campus bucks. So so that's some of the ways that schools have been using this as recruitment tools for students. And then at the same time, we're building in, and we're launching a lot of educational content. So it's kind of like, hey, bring them in, capture their attention, and then kind of give them a lot more of the educational content, and also fun stuff too, fun games. So if you go and look at the store here, there's a bunch of different accessory: waist accessory, head accessory, back accessory, face accessory, and then all of the items that you purchase are in your inventory, and you can equip or unequip it at any time, just like that. So
Yeah,
now my character is just normal.
yeah, and it's just a good way to incentivize the kids to be on task and participate when doing certain stuff. Like Jet mentioned, whether it be rewarding them for in-game activities and being on task in-game, or in other activities in your daily routine of after school program, like whether they're on tasks and answering questions in tutorial, or they're just showing up to program. Even you can hop into Roblox. You can make note of it on the side, and just once you hop in, you can, as an administrator, gift them or reward them with those campus bucks, and in turn they can go in the shop and buy these accessories just to give them again a sense of something to work towards. All right, so next up, before we get to the gym and the cafeteria area, I just want to go over these two rooms right here. So these two rooms across from each other, they're going to be completely empty rooms, right? And these are empty with a purpose. Right? We want to be able to build something out here for you, whether it be a game, activity, an educational experience, or if you just want to decorate it to a certain theme, we can do so. And Herman Barker, which we'll show you in a second, did a great job of taking advantage of that, and it just really becomes more personalized this way. You get to decide what you want to see um, be brought to life in these rooms. Next up, cafeteria. So this right now is just like a little social area, a very common room looking cafeteria. But again, this can be customized to your liking. We are working currently on doing a little activity in here, like maybe a food fight mini game in here. We have some schools who actually log in during their virtual snack time. Instead of just eating snack with each other over Zoom, they'll hop into their Roblox game and decide to eat while playing Roblox and hanging out in the cafeteria area. So cool little things like that. And then the third activity that every default school comes with is going to be our dodgeball game.
I think this
And
is the
this is
most popular game.
yeah, here on the campus it definitely is. So you start off by just having the students choose a red team or a blue team. You have them split up. If you're having trouble having the kids split up evenly, you can take advantage of your admin controls. And I think this is a good time to go over admin controls, Jet.
Yeah, so this is right here is the administrative control. There's three main tabs, and we'll go over them, in much more details during a training. But in general, in the general control, you can, give students or yourself certain things, like again, like we mentioned, campus bucks, different effects, jumps, height, speed, and then like Caesar mentioned, that you can also assign students to a specific team. Sometimes kids when they get in they like to run around, so we also give you the tools to either bring them towards to you, like teleport all players to me, just like that, so you can all kind of wrangle them all up into one room, right? But so let's say, in the game itself, you step on the pad and you join a team. But let's say you want to assign students. Let's say the teams are not balanced and you want to move one student over to a different team. So one of the ways to do that is if you click on the name of the players. So right now there's only me and Caesar in here. But if you click on, let's click on Caesar. I'm gonna go ahead and assign him to the red team. So now we're both on red, right? So that's not good. There's no friendly fire, so to say. There's no, you can't hit each other with a dodgeball, and that counts as a point. Um, so you have to hit the other team in order to count. So I'm gonna assign Caesar back to blue, and that puts him right in blue. And you can see that his team assignment has changed, and my team assignment is still the same. So now, besides the general control, being able to move students around, you can't actually start the game, until somebody as an administrator or a tutor start the game. So under game controls, you have your dodgeball, you have your maze game control, and you have the floor's lava control. Now for dodgeball, you can actually set the time, how long each match is. So let's say I want 30 seconds. It's going to default to 60. If I want 30 seconds and I hit start, the game's going to start. Now you actually have the ability to throw dodgeball at each other, and there you go. Now how it's happening here is, I am clicking, right? As I'm clicking the left mouse button, my character throws a ball, and the direction that my character is looking is where the ball is going to go to. And then once the match is over, it will announce the winner. There we go. Oh, he finally got me. 4 points. End of the
And
match.
red team
There's
won. Yeah, this is a really fun team activity that the students so far have loved to do, and we like it because it's although it is competitive, it's also entirely inclusive, meaning that like, unlike normal dodgeball, when you get hit, you're not permanently out. It keeps the kids engaged the whole time, and it just spawns them back, and it keeps score of how many times you've gotten hit with the ball. And again, the team with the most hits win.
Yep.
All right, so that covers all the basics that come with your school when you first sign up with us. Now we just want to cover a little bit of the customization that we can do for you, and some good examples of that would be Polk Elementary and Herndon Barstow Elementary that we have on board with us already.
Well, I think Tippity is going to be a good one too. I think
Yes,
we've just
as
added a lot
well
of
as
new stuff.
Tehipity.
But
Yeah.
we didn't turn on teleportation for them.
Yeah. All right. So right now we're going to take advantage of our admin controls once more, and we're going to have Jet summon a teleportation portal to Herndon Barstow. So let's
All right.
hop on in. Yeah.
So only administrators can summon these portals, right? And also, there's a lot more schools in this, but there's, we're for the sake of time we're not able to explain a bunch, some of these controls, but as a school you have your site control panel that you can set certain times where students can actually get into campus, right? So if the program times between 3 and 6, if students try to log in, it'll just give them a blank screen saying, hey, come back during program hours. Part of that site control panel is controlling whether your school is able to be traveled to or not, right? So Polk and Hernan Barstow kind of defaulted their school to be, hey, anybody can come, any staff member in the after school program can come and visit us. right? So that's why their schools appear here. The rest of the schools actually chose to say, hey, this is a closed door policy. We don't want anybody visiting us. So with that being said, both Caesar and I are on the teleportation team. So once you summon a teleporter, there's a team that pops up that's called teleport. You got to make sure that all the player that needs to go gets on the team, and then when you're ready, the green button here, teleport player, is actually going to take you, or it's going to take us to uh, the place that we need to be. So if, in this case, Hernan Barstow, and here we are.
And welcome to Herman Barker. So again, as you can see, the basis is the same. Same style. We switched some stuff around, like the colors and the logos, right? But if you look above us, we have different themes going on. So for Hernan Barstow, they actually requested us outer space astronaut theme. They're all about space exploration and labs and science of that sort. So we went ahead and just customized it just a little bit. Putting planets and allowing the stars to show in here, and then going to these two rooms that I had mentioned. This one's still in the works, but this one's going to be a barn for them. We already have like the hay on the floor, kind of in the works. Over here, they wanted to recreate like a lab science setting, and we did just that. So again, we put a lab environment in here for them where they can run multiple activities. And it's still a work in progress. We're still in communications back and forth with them with what kind of activities they want to see in here. They're gearing more towards an educational experience, so I'm sure we're going to end up putting different facts and science facts and whatever curriculum they're currently covering with their students will, use this as a tool for them to really teach them more about the subjects they're learning in school and in tutorial.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of the then everybody has the same sort of like base package game, right? So you have the floor is lava, you have the dodgeball game, so you guys are familiar with that. You have your cafeteria, but again, this is the customization that could come with being a part of the Roblox experience here in After School. Let's see. Polk. Awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Yay. That's
So
good.
another good example of customization and using themes in their school is going to be Polk. So Polk is actually really into Harry Potter. So they requested a theme revolving around Harry Potter on their campus. So we did simple things like change the lighting, and again, the basis is the same, but we went in and did small customizations. And along the way, schools may end up looking totally different. You're not limited to just the color. If you give us a little bit of time and you express interest in changing stuff up, we can change the room layouts and other stuff as well.
Yeah,
But
and
simple stuff.
I think youth voice leadership is important too. I went ahead and just opened up. I believe I opened up the Hippity, just
Mhm.
for privately right now. And student voice is important too. So the Hippity, their students actually voted for SpongeBob theme.
Mhm.
And that really gives the students a sense of ownership when their one of their favorite games can be built to something that they're just imagining um, as the campus.
Correct. So here's an example of some of the customization stuff we have. So, for instance, taking the maze survival game and just tweaking it a little bit to have like Harry Potter characters greeting you in the beginning, stuff like having the dragon and the walking willow here. Just really put little cool little twist on stuff, as well as the cafeteria. The cafeteria in this school is
Oh, that
actually my
one's my
favorite.
favorite.
Yeah, again they requested. We really customized the cafeteria to look like the Great Hall from Harry Potter, and we did just that.
And I think my favorite part of this cafeteria is actually having the sorting hat in here that will actually sort you into different houses. I'll demonstrate here. You know what? I don't even remember what these choices will lead to. Not Slytherin, not Slytherin. Gryffindor. Yeah. So that actually changed my shirt into a Gryffindor shirt. So students can actually sort themselves into houses. There's the banner
Okay.
there.
Mhm. And then last thing we wanted to cover with you is just like what we see in terms of future for the game. So we've kind of already touched on it by teleporting from school to school, but we want school sites that have signed up with us to be able to visit one another if they choose to. And with visiting also comes cross-play, meaning we have certain activities and certain competitive games and mini games that schools can compete against each other in, just for fun. And we'll have monthly culminating events where we have a leaderboard of schools who are doing the best. And our goal is to reward them with real world prizes along the way as well. So, a
Right.
good example of some of the mini games that we're currently working on is going to be Last Man Stand, which it's a bigger game, so that one doesn't fit on your campus, so we'll have to teleport over there.
Yeah, and part of
But
this is
we're
that, we want the kids to actually feel like, not only that they're a part of the community on campus at your school site, but at the same time they're also a part of this larger, consortium of, after school network, right? There's 140 plus programs in Fresno County and even more in other regions. So, being able to compete if you so choose to in activities or gameplay in terms of esports against other schools within the region or even beyond the region is going to be something that students can be proud of if when they can compete and win against other schools.
all right, and this is Last Man Stand. As the name kind of suggests, it's a competitive survival game where you try to stay on as long as you can, and the last man standing wins.
Yeah, so in this game, the objective is to keep moving because every tile that you touch will disappear in I think it's about like a second and a half. So you have to keep moving. Now, there's only two players in here, but you can imagine that there with more players and more tiles being covered at the same time by other players, it gets a lot harder as time goes by.
All right, and this is just like I mentioned, one of the examples of mini games that we have launched already. We are working on a couple others. We're working on the Quidditch game. There's going to be a fun Quidditch competitive match based off of like the Harry Potter Quidditch that schools are going to be able to compete against each other in. And there's a lot more games in development, and we like getting feedback from students and staff, seeing if you have any ideas or suggestions about mini games that you want to see in here.
Yeah, part of signing up with us is that, we'd love to be in that first, session that you run this with your students, so that way we get, really good feedback from the students and for the tutors of, how all these things work.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that kind of covers all of the basics and kind of just showcases what comes when you sign up with us. I did want to cover a couple more questions that kind of think what questions might come up regularly. So one, so it's a membership, right? So it's a yearly membership that includes a certain number of accounts. We will cover that individually with each school site when the time comes. But with that membership comes, like I mentioned, the continuous support from us. So it's not something that you sign up for. We give you the product and that's it. We want to be there every step of the way, along the way, and we're going to be continuously updating this. Again, we created this from the ground up. So one of the benefits of creating it ourselves is that we're able to customize it to our liking regularly. And that's where you, the staff, and then your students come in. Like we keep reiterating, we can fully customize this to your liking. So please take full advantage of that, as well as whenever you have any troubles or concerns, you can always reach out to us, and we'll be there every step of the way. So safety. So I know privacy and safety is a big one for schools. So this is a private server. Not anybody can get in. Not just anybody can get into this game. They actually have to be approved and authorized by us to be able to even click play to get into the game. We make the accounts for the students and we disable in-game chat. That eliminates the um, probability of any students, typing negative words or a negative text to anybody else in the game. So what most schools do is they'll cop in their usual Zoom meetings right now during distance learning, and they'll also launch the game separately, and they'll use Zoom to talk to each other while playing the game. And again, anyone you see in this game is either going to be us staff members, you as a tutor or administrator, and only students who have had permission to join. So you have ease of mind that you won't have any random students, let alone any random adults and strangers hopping in to your game during gameplay. And again, when you're in your campus, that's your own private campus. So aside from you know um, visiting other campuses, you have the assurance that you have your alone time with only your students, unless you choose otherwise.
Yeah, and I think that covers a lot of the stuff. Again, you know, uh, a lot, we cover a lot more in terms of, actually training, so I mean, I guess the process, where it works is that, once we get the go ahead from you, we build the school, right? And then, we do this, we set up a training where we train the staff on number one, not just the administrative control, but actually, the game itself, right? And then some of the things that we've come across in terms of if you're not familiar with Roblox at all, or have never just not a gamer, we have some of the I mean the 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 advantages of being in these Zoom meetings with staff is that we start to see a lot of the best practices from different sites, and those are some of the things that we can share with you. Again, like we mentioned earlier, in terms of recruitment to after school programs, um, you know, I mean, that's what some of the schools are doing. They're rewarding students in the game. That students love to play. To either bring a friend, stay on task, or you can they even have social emotional learning time on Roblox. During this virtual learning. So yeah, Caesar, do you have anything else to cover?
No, thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and we're really excited to hopefully have you on board. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
All right, thanks guys.